Welcome to Dr. JALIL photography channel. Last week I have uploaded a video on major mistakes in macro photography. Today I will be discussing 5 minor mistakes. Welcome to Dr. JALIL photography channel. Last week I have uploaded a video on major mistakes in macro photography. Today I will be discussing 5 minor mistakes in this video today. Before going to details of today's video, I have an appeal for all of you. 87% of my viewers, returning viewers or regular viewers, did not subscribe my channel. I request all of you to subscribe my channel, press the bell icon for my upcoming videos. This would not cost you any money, but it will help growing my channel so that I can have a greater number of viewers in future videos or future projects. Now let me start today's topics. 5 minor mistakes. Number 1, not using a macro lens. For macro photography, you must use a macro lens. But why I am not telling this as a major mistake? This is a minor mistake. If you are a beginner, you may not have a dedicated macro lens in your stock. As a beginner, you can use an extension ring like this with any kit lens. This one is 16-70 zoom lens. I have used several times in my macro photography using this extension ring. You can use this extension ring before you put it on your camera. So this you can do easily, and you can do very good macro photography as a beginner if you don't have a dedicated macro lens. Whenever you feel comfortable, when you are comfortable with macro photography with your kit lens and this extension ring, you can start buying your dedicated macro lens if you plan to do regular macro photography. If you want to know more about these techniques, please watch my earlier videos. I have got plenty of videos on macro photography using this kit lens and extension ring. I'll give the links in my description below on the use of this kind of kit lens and the extension ring in my macro photography. The minor mistake number 2, this is about the background. In my first episode of these mistakes, I mentioned about the focusing and the subject. No matter how good you are focusing your subject, how good you are taking photographs with flash and the radiant diffuser, the macro photography heavily depends on its background. So you have to be very careful about using your background. Normally in tabletop studio like this, you have plenty of options to have a very good, beautiful background behind your subject. So I'll be showing some of these techniques today. I'll be using a beautiful orange color flower. Let me show you. I'll be using this flower as a subject for today's macro photography. First, I'll show you how I like to do it. I prefer a natural color background against this flower because flower is a natural thing and I prefer natural background. Let me keep aside this lenses. So you can see in this studio setup, I have a green leaf illuminated with a flashlight behind it, and I've got some leaves as well behind my subject. So I'll take some pictures with this natural background. Let me start my camera, the flash. I've got my radiant diffuser on top of the flash, and let me focus a little bit. I'm focusing the center of the flower. As I mentioned before, I like to use natural items as a background. Let me show you a few more examples. Let me take it off. I'll be using a dry leaf behind this flower. I'll take several snapshots. I've done with this natural dry leaf as a background. I have a dry mushroom, big color, big size dry mushroom, and I'll take this as a background as well. This side is dark brown, this side is light brown, so I'll take both. I'm going to put this dark brown color behind this flower, taking some. In this technique, you can use a part of it as a background, part of this green leaf as a background, so I can have a combination of making a beautiful background against this subject. So these are the items, natural items I prefer most, but you might have seen using other papers or stuff. I'll show you. You can also use colored papers like this. I've got several papers, colorful papers I can use as a background. So it is up to you. You have to decide which you prefer most. A natural background or something, a paper like this, hold it behind it. I'll show you the pictures at the end. I'll take several pictures with these colorful papers. Well, in any case, for natural subject like this flower, I don't like this kind of flat, colorful papers. For some subject, this could be a good one, but it's up to you how you like to present your subject with a beautiful background in your macro photography. Now the number 3, minor mistake. Sometimes it could be major mistake if you don't do framing, composition, along with the background, which I have mentioned before. So if you are doing a macro photography with a very tiny small subject, either a flower or could be an insect, this framing and the angle is very important. So far today I have taken this pictures of the flower in one single angle to make a comparison. But whenever you shoot a macro photography, you always change the angle. Let me show you. Changing the angle, I'm taking several pictures. I'll put this background. I'm going to change the angle slowly. Now I'm going to change the angle a little bit. I'm lowering the subject and changing the angle from the top. Let me see how it comes. I'll show you the pictures at the end of the video. Now I've completely changed the angle. I lowered the subject and made some angle of the camera and focusing the pollen area, center part of the area, flower. And here again I am changing little bit, taking two flowers at the same time. This time I am having one flower in focus and rest back these two flowers in background a little bit. This is all about the angle and the framing of the subject. Whenever you do in natural outdoor setting, you have a very little option selecting the background and selecting the angle, because if you are doing a moving insects, you have a little option, little time to make all these corrections. But for studio photography like this, you have enough time, enough light setting, enough option to set the background. Now about number 4, minor mistake. This is about the image file type, RAW versus JPEG. Why I am telling it as a minor mistake? If you are happy with the JPEG, if you are not doing it for professional quality photography, you can go with JPEG. Normally I shoot in JPEG because I do not plan for commercial use of my pictures. I use it for social media. So JPEG is good enough to handle the social media quality pictures, so no problem with that. But if you are looking for a picture like if you want to sell the pictures or if you want to participate in the photography exhibition or competition, you must shoot in RAW format. In RAW format you have all the options for editing and correction of the different mistakes in the picture. If you have any flaws or if you have any problems in your picture, you can edit and you can do a nice picture if you shoot in a RAW. But for social media, for YouTube, for Facebook or any other platform, you can comfortably with JPEG. So it is not a major mistake. But again I'm telling, if you want to do a very high quality professional photography, you must shoot in a RAW format so that you can have all the options in editing. The last one, the 5th minor mistake. This is all about editing of the pictures you have taken in your camera. Normally I use Lightroom or Photoshop or sometimes both for doing some little correction or little color grading or little composition or little orientation of my photography. So this is a minor mistake. If you are happy with the pictures you have taken as it is, well, you can go with it. But always I will recommend to use some kind of editing in your photograph, because in every photograph, in my experience I have seen, it is always better to have a little correction of your pictures in Lightroom or Photoshop before you publish or before you put in your social media. But for professional quality photograph, you must do a post-processing editing of your pictures. So this is all about my 5 minor mistakes for today. If you have any question about macro photography or any techniques or any lens, diffuser, lighting diffuser, softbox, tabletop photography, please comment in the comment section below. I will try to reply you with my best capacity and my best knowledge. If you like my videos, if you like my techniques, please subscribe my channel, press the bell icon for upcoming videos. Stay connected. Bye bye.